Do you ever work on a mix and you get to a point where you just wish you could kind of just scratch everything and start over? Sometimes that's good, right? Sometimes you really do just need to delete all the plugins and start from scratch. But sometimes you really just need a quick mix reset. And I just created a brand new keyboard shortcut and a feature in Studio One that I forgot existed that makes this even easier. So let me show you how I'd set that up in Studio One. Here's a mix. It's not a lot of tracks. It's like 30, 31 tracks. And the way I set up my sessions, first of all, here in the arranger, everything goes into these folder tracks. So I've got all my drums inside this drums folder. And when we switch over to the mixer, we can see that drum folder is represented here because it's also connected to this drum bus. They're technically different things, but once I connect them, they're basically one and the same. I can open and close the folder here in the mixer, which also opens and closes it up here inside the arranger. So I've got it laid out that way. So drums are in the drum bus, bass tracks are in the bass bus, folder, bus, those words are kind of interchangeable here. Here are my electric guitars, here are my acoustic guitars, keyboards, vocal, background vocals, all in buses. So even though there are 31 tracks, I'm really just dealing with like 7 or 8 groups of tracks. Drums, bass, electrics, acoustics, keys, vocals, background vocals. It's really just 7. There's only 7 things in this mix. That immediately makes it sound like a much more manageable situation, because it is. Even if I've got a friend who does songs regularly with over 100 tracks in his productions, but even still, it still boils down to around 7, 8, 9 groups of things, and that's manageable no matter what it is. So here's the situation. I'm working on a mix. It's towards the end of the mix where I'm thinking, have I got it, or is it completely falling apart? Because I feel like we all hit that point in the mix where we're like we think we're there, but we're not entirely sure. We could use a reset. Here's what a reset looks like for me. I like the idea of taking my big groups of tracks, my big buses, bringing the faders down, and then just bringing them back up to kind of rebalance the mix, given all the stuff that I've done with all the plugins in the mix. Now, this doesn't work if you've got automation on those buses. I tend to do this before I've written automation. It's kind of that kind of come to Jesus moment in the mix where I know once I start writing automation, things are pretty permanent now. So right before that happens is where I'll do this mix reset. Not every time, but it's nice. It's just a nice tool to kind of have in my back pocket. Now, how would that work? Studio One makes that really easy, but I found a key command that makes it even easier. So what I'm wanting to do is to take all of these folders and really collapse them all. So I'm just looking at and seeing the 7 main groups. Now, historically, if you watched a video where I did this, it would look something like this. I'd probably open up the mixer. I literally did this like last week. I would click the folder and just collapse each of these as we go. That is fine. You can do that. There's a faster way. Check it out. I found a key command. So if we come to keyboard shortcuts menu, which, by the way, I've got that mapped to Option K, or I guess that's Alt K on the PC. So that I've got a key command to get to my key commands. So it just comes and opens. Whoops, there it is. Opens right up when I set it, when I hit that key command. But there is a command for, if you search for the word collapse, you'll see this command, collapse all tracks. And on first glance, you might think, what does that mean? Well, it has to do with these folders I just showed you. So I've got it mapped to the Control plus up arrow. And by the way, you can remap anything to anything inside of Studio One. If there's a command on this big, long list of possible commands, you can set up your own key binding, key map for the whole system if you want. I tend to stick to the defaults, but there are some that either aren't assigned or I'd rather have them on an easier key to get to. But this was one that did not have a key command assigned to it, so the sky was my limit. So I came here and I thought, when I want to collapse things, I want to take them, they're unfolded down, so I want to fold them all up, was kind of the way my brain thought about it. So I mapped this to Control up arrow. If I remove this, I'll show you how that works. I come in here, I click in this box, and I just press Control up, and it pops up. Now, if that key binding was already mapped to something else, it would tell me. So if I hit Control Enter or Control 1, there we go. It tells me, oh, this is already mapped to this command. And so I can say Cool, I'm going to steal it and just do that here if this is a command I never use. Otherwise, it's just good information. But here, I set it to control up, which was actually, surprisingly, not mapped to anything. So I said, bam, assign that. Then I thought, how am I going to get them all to expand? If this is called collapse, then it's probably called expand. And the only one I could find is called expand folder track. And this, unfortunately, doesn't work globally like the other one does, but it's close enough, so I mapped this one to control down arrow. And let me show you how that works. So here I am in my arranger, and I just hit this key command I just set, control plus up arrow, and boom. It was so fast you didn't even see it. It basically closed all my folders for me. So now I'm seeing just my 7 folders. And when I switch to the mixer, same thing. I'm seeing my 7 folders. Technically, I'm seeing a few extra buses that I've created that aren't technically inside folders because they don't live in the arranger. And I'm also seeing my effects chains here. But I'm seeing a lot less than I was seeing before, which is still great. Still a win. And then if I come back over here and I want to expand these out, I just have to select them one at a time or select the first one. So this is the first folder. Hold down Shift and just press the down arrow till they're all selected. Then I'm going to use that other command, which is control down, and it's going to expand them all back out. By the way, this works even better if you've got this setting set. This is auto zoom. If you've got it on and you've got it set to auto zoom full, that means no matter when I collapse everything, it kind of re-zooms everything to fill the screen, which is really handy. So when I go control up, it folds them all into their folders, and it also expands them out to fill up the screen, and it just looks nice. This is just kind of a goosebump moment. It just looks nice on the screen, and I love it. So now, okay, you may think, okay, Joe, fine, what's the point? What's the point of all of this? The point is I could now take this, and I could do this number. Boink, turn all the faders down, and I could kind of close my eyes and go one fader at a time and just rebuild my mix. So maybe go to the biggest section of the song, and I could do this number. Whoops, hang on. Okay, the vocal has automation, so that one's going to be on. But let's rebuild our instrumental mix without it. One place where that doesn't work, and you already heard it, is when I've got my effects, my reverb over here. The steel guitar was going to that reverb. It's going to the reverb from the individual steel guitar track. So when this folder or this bus is turned down, this is still technically sending to that reverb. So that's the one drawback to this approach. But what ends up happening is all my relative balances of all my electric guitars stays the same. I'm just bringing this back in. And what it helps me do is I may do this 2 or 3 times where I just bring all the faders down and maybe even do a save as if I'm paranoid about losing the mix that I had. And then just kind of bringing up, I'll start from one end like I just did with drums and get to the point where I've brought everything in and I think, does that feel right? And then if I'm like, it still just doesn't feel like the right balance, I'll pull everything down and I'll start with maybe the vocal or maybe the guitars and get them feeling right just balance-wise, then bring in the bass, then bring in the keys, then bring in the drums at the end. Or sometimes I'll bring in all the instruments except for drums and bass, get the instruments feeling good, then bring in drums and bass, and then kind of control both of those groups, even using a VCA if you want, and then the vocal can come in on top after. There's really no rule here, because what's cool is my whole mix is still there. I've just now taken my buses and turned them all down so I can kind of redo the mix. You could even, if you use something like a fader port or a Studio Live mixer set in DAW mode, you could have those 8 or so faders right in front of you, and I could just use 7, 8 of my fingers and do the whole thing with my eyes closed if I wanted to. There's a lot of options here, but the idea is it's just going to give me a nice reset to say, okay, I'm not going to redo my entire mix. Maybe it doesn't need it. Maybe I just need to recheck my balances. A lot of times if I've got a problem with, let's say, the bass guitar, it's usually a volume issue more than anything else. So I've just at some point pushed it up too loud or pulled it down too quiet, and I'm over here with EQ and compression trying to fix that problem, and it's just actually just a volume problem. It just needs to be turned up, and I can't hear it because I'm too in the mix at the moment. This allows me to kind of pull back, because a lot of times you work on a mix, you bring drums in, You bring bass in, you bring guitars in, you bring keyboards in, you bring vocals in, and then for the rest of the mixing time, you're kind of listening to all that stuff. And so it's nice to just go back to square one and start with drums again now that they're mixed and pull together a new mix. This is what I do. I'll do this sometimes multiple times over a mix. I'll get my drum mix, my bass mix, and kind of all my groups mixed, pull them all down and rebalance them and see how it feels, and then do some more mixing, and then maybe pull them down and rebalance them again, doing this mix reset. But now I can do it really easily because I can go whoosh, bam, I've got all my things here, and I can just do it all here from the arranger. I don't even have to open up the mixer if I don't want to, although moving faders is fun and nice as well. Okay, so if you don't have your own mix reset procedure, steal this one. Modify it to make yourself happy. If you do have a mix reset process that I didn't talk about here, would love to hear about it. Leave a comment below. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Happy mixing. See you in the next one.